Cool. TR Hamza.
Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast, bro.
Thanks for having me down, man.
No, it's my pleasure. And we were just saying off camera that it's quite strange because every other person I've had on the podcast so far, I've had almost a little bit of a relationship with prior to them coming on the podcast.
You've met them and like in passing even, or you've had brief chats with them.
But me and you...
Yeah, it's literally like the first time I met you.
Yeah,
and like, you know, even like speaking on like Instagram even, it was literally just before setting this up.
Exactly. I almost feel bad for not reaching out earlier, but do you know what part of it is I was working full time. Yeah. And you know when you're working full time and trying to do YouTube full time, you're just focusing on doing your own thing, bang it out, bang it out, bang it out.
Yeah.
And I think I neglected collabs and things like that and linking up with other YouTubers.
Definitely.
And again, off camera, we were saying that, you know, it's, bro,
I'm no better anyway, bro. Like, I literally make my videos and go home. Like, literally, that's all it is. Like, I talk about cars and that's it. Like, and there's no like other intention behind it. Like, oh, I just don't want to do them or whatever.
Exactly.
It's just, you know, setting it up, making sure everyone's free. It's one of them things, isn't it?
Bro, the setup that goes on behind these things is crazy. And that's what people don't see. And funny enough, I know I'm going from subject to subject, but literally, like, it's quite funny. You see, when I go out and do my car videos, I'm out and I'm filming maybe 2-3 times a week, right? Mm-hmm. And then like there might be a car meet. I know in this like latest lockdown situation, there's not a lot on, or there's an event. Yeah. And I'm like, you know what? I've had my dose of cars. Yeah. So people ain't even seeing me at events and things like, you know what I mean? Because I'm out in cars all the time.
I know what you mean, yeah. Because like when there's events on, like I find myself thinking, nah, I've seen all these cars now.
Exactly.
You know, I've been in them or whatever. Like you just think, no, I'm just gonna chill at home this weekend.
Exactly. And that's the thing, when especially like with me and the missus, like trying to balance life with cars and do it, because it takes up a lot of your time, right?
It does, yeah.
And
because there's a one thing during the day when you're doing the filming, but then you've got to do the whole editing process, then managing your posts.
Exactly, bro. This is the and what I don't want to do, because like obviously people have heard me speak about this before. It's not a poor me thing, but I just want to do you know what I mean? There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. I love it, but it takes its toll. So when it goes to like obviously people like expecting you to turn up to this random meet or whatever random meet, it might be because, you know, people haven't had the chance to get out in their cars lately and everyone's on it. And don't get me wrong, I would usually be on it. Yeah. But I've already filmed 3 videos this week, being that in twin turbo R8, done this, I've had my fill, and now I'm just gonna chill with the fam. Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying?
I can get you, man. I totally get you on that.
So it's one of those. But yeah, we kind of just got into it. Bro, listen, let me introduce you properly. For people who don't know you, you are a YouTuber. Yeah. From the Midlands. Yeah. Birmingham?
From Birmingham, yeah.
Okay.
It's weird. I still don't even think I'm a YouTuber. I just make videos, yeah. Like the word YouTuber is strange, like to me.
Bro, do you know what? It's so crazy, right? When you rocked up today, it's like, it's so weird because I've seen your face all over the internet, likewise, and then I've seen you in real life.
Yeah, it's a weird feeling, isn't it? But like in a good way.
It's good. Yeah, it's good. It's good. It was always like, I'm connecting with another creative. And I like
like-minded, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's, so I make videos, put them on the internet like we all do.
Yeah.
About cars. I tend to focus a lot on like hot hatches. Yep. Do reviews here and there. Not so much car features, more like ownership reviews. Yeah. So like, you know, what's it like to own a Golf R or an S3? How does it compare? And then in the last year and a half, I've been doing my own kind of builds. That's been my main focus. Ranging from like, say, your cheaper cars like a Mark 5 with 200,000 miles in it.
It's what people like though, bro.
I know.
The mic broke.
Mike's not having Mark 5, man. The Mark 5 like he don't like it, bro.
He don't like the mic, he's not having it.
Yeah.
Is that staying up or is it done a madness? Yeah? We good? Yeah? Has it got a bit weak? Is that all right there?
I think it's had enough for me already. Yeah, solid. Yeah, it's bang on, bro. It's bang on.
And we're back. All the gear and no idea.
Yeah, I know. The mic was like, just don't like golf.
Yeah, it didn't like the golf. But that's the thing, going back to it. I mean, I'll let you roll on, but you know, relatable cars, bro. Yeah, it works.
That's what it's all about. Like, I started with that because I wanted to do like, the main goal for getting that car was to actually learn about working on cars a bit more. Yeah. Like, I've always known my facts and I know a lot about cars and how they differentiate, but I wanted to get my hands dirty. With that one. And I thought, I like golfs in it, so it's like a good combination. And then from there, I just started doing different ones. I only recently I had an Edition 30 as well, which I only got rid of recently.
Yeah, bro, I see you have bare cars, you know. I can't keep up with you, bro.
Bro, the Edition 30, when that drove off, man, a bit of my soul wet, bro.
I really like that.
Nah, man, yeah, but now, like, I've just picked up the M140i. And also, not to forget, I got an ex-police Volvo as well.
Yeah, I saw that on your channel. Do you know what we do, right? We'll touch on that. We're going to that in a little bit more depth, but like with the flow of the podcast, I like to get to know people better, and especially it's the first time we're meeting, so it's like really I have no clue. But I kind of just want to know a little bit more about the person behind the personality. A little bit about like, you know, like where did you grow up?
So Birmingham my whole life pretty much. Yeah, nothing's really changed there. I'm still there.
Yeah.
So pretty much the whole car thing, it pretty much comes from my dad is into cars, so I kind of got, you know, so it kind of rolled off from there.
Yeah.
Nowadays he's like, I don't care about cars, but I'm like, you know, you still kind of do.
Yeah.
Yeah, Birmingham, pretty much great, fantastic place, you know. Like I said, no bad about Birmingham. Lived there my whole life pretty much. Just basically been into cars from a young age. I'm not really interested in sports or anything like that. It's pretty much just pure cars.
Yeah.
And good food. Yeah.
Good man.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Pretty much just, from like as far as I can remember, just always going on about cars. I'm pretty sure the people around me are thinking like, geez, when are you going to stop talking about it?
Bro.
But like, you know.
That's what we do.
That's what
we do.
Yeah, so
were you ever a bike guy before cars? Were you ever on the bikes?
Actually, yes, I was.
You have a bed?
Yeah. I used to not just when I was a kid.
Okay.
Bikes, like constantly just bikes.
Like pedal bikes?
Yeah.
I'm talking motorized bikes, bro. I'm talking like that. You went on the peds?
Yeah. Just basically, you know, when you're a kid, you have loads of bikes and just keep chopping and changing them.
Yeah.
But yeah, motorbikes now. I've never really understood a lot of them as well. I'll be honest. Yeah. I look at them and appreciate them, but yeah, if you ask me about a motorbike, I couldn't say.
Do you know what I feel like, right? So it's one of those ones, or what happened to me is I went from, as soon as I was old enough to get on something motorized, which was 16, I was on it, which was a ped, right?
Yeah.
So we had our 50 cc's, then we bored them out to 70 cc's, and we was just in that life, always down Ace Calf at the twist and go meets, doing wheelies and all that. And you get really involved in the bike life, and basically a natural progression from a ped is a motorbike, right? So cars kind of drifted out. Like, you know, when I was 17, I didn't want a car. I wanted
wheels, innit?
Yeah, I wanted a big bike. And basically I got a ban in it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I got a ban. So by the time I had come off my ban, a lot of my friends had evolved to cars.
Right, okay.
So I was like, I need to jump on it. Because obviously everyone could be in the car. Your brethren, you can keep warm.
Rain, everything like
exactly.
That.
Girls can chill in the car. Do you see what I'm saying? So basically I done that jump, but I had the understanding of what a bike does to you buzz-wise, the feeling of being in the elements, wetting, just flying, like, you know what I mean? It's a proper buzz, right? But now I've kind of shifted over to cars, and I just know I'd kill myself if I got back on a bike because I'm too ready to race everyone.
Yeah.
But if you just passed your test and the first kind of motorized thing you was driving was a car, it's very hard to gauge why people love bikes so much. If that makes sense.
Like me, I can't relate at all. Like, I could like say, okay, I believe you, it's nice. Do you know what I mean?
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, but like, I couldn't really like say I know what that experience is like. The most I've ridden a bike is in GTA, bro. Like, do you know what I mean?
Trying to put wheelies for the longest.
Yeah, that's the most, man. So that's pretty much it about regards to bikes.
What about what's your first car?
Golf TDI.
TDI. What Mark? What?
The Mark 616 TDI.
Oh, really? That was your first car?
Yeah. So my car history isn't that long.
How old are you, bro?
Just turned 26.
No way.
Yeah.
Do you know how old I am?
Nah, I can't tell, bro.
Really?
You're young, bro.
Guess how old I am?
I don't know. Late 20s.
I'm 32.
No way.
I feel like an old man now, bro.
You're looking good for your age.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, cocoa butter. Yeah. Shout me. Oh, man. Bro, do you know what? I automatically... It's so weird. You know, sometimes intellectually and someone's energy, they seem a little bit older.
Yeah.
Because you're very laid back in your manner.
Yeah, I do get that a lot. Like, people think that I'm actually older than I am just because I'm so
Not
chill.
that you look old or anything like that.
It's just I'm just chill, bro.
You're just chill.
And I do relate more to people older than me as well. Yeah. I find that, like, from 20 to 25, you've either got people who are kind of still a bit childish or some that are, like, a bit more grown up. It's kind of that weird point.
Of course.
And, but yeah, like, I chill with a variety, man.
Yeah.
That's what it is, isn't it? But yeah, so Mark 616 TDI, that was my first car. I had that for about a good 4 years.
Bro, tell me you've done something to it.
Nah, nothing, bro.
Man had a car standard for 4 years.
4 years, I wasn't. Like, I just kept driving. I was like, this is a nice car. Yeah.
You're right. It's a nice car.
And I was at like college and uni at that time. And that car basically, I initially wanted like a Seat Ibiza or something.
Okay.
And then obviously my dad needed a car as well, like an efficient car.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, I'll go Hazard, yeah. So, you know, he helped me out with that one. And then I kept that car for a while. And then I was like, this car's solid. I'll keep it until I can get something nice. And now, weirdly enough, where I started my channel from, which was my S3, believe it or not, was my second car.
You're joking. So that is actually where you started your channel.
Yeah, that's S3.
I just thought I stumbled across you when you had an S3, because that's when my kind of introduction to you was you having the
S3. So basically, I used to. My channel's there. Like I used to put videos because I've always like cameras and cars. So I used to go to London, like back in. Do you remember when the Murcielago SV came out?
Yeah.
And that time there was loads of them in London.
That was like late 2013-ish, maybe?
2010.
2010?
Okay,
all right.
I'm pretty sure it was 2010, the Murcielago SV. If not, you're probably going to slaughter me.
Yeah. I'll probably get slaughtered for trying to be clever.
Anyway, so at that point, 2010, 2011, there used to be a lot of like Arab supercars in Knightsbridge.
Yeah.
So I used to love going down there and just getting them clips. Before Instagram and all that. And I used to put a few of them clips on YouTube here and there. Nothing serious, just a kid with a camera in it. So did that, and then I was like, this is all right. And then obviously you go to college and then uni or whatever. And then I had like a placement year from uni.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what, let me start. I've got some bit of time alongside doing work,
Okay.
And I was like, you know what, let me do a few bits on my S3. Because I thought I got the S3. I was like, now I've got a car to make videos with.
Yeah.
And like I got a good deal on the S3 as well. So I was like, I can make it work.
Yeah.
You know, the ones that you're starting.
Yeah.
And from there, pretty much, it was mainly about my own car. And then, say when you do videos on S3, people are like, what do you think of a Golf R? So then like someone's got a Golf R, they're like, yo, what, check mine out. And then they're like, try out a Cupra.
Yeah.
And then it's like, try out, it just goes from there. It doesn't.
Yeah.
And then I'd say it hasn't been full time, like at any point really. Like it's always been.
So you're not full time now, or?
Now I would say in the last 6 to 10 months since the start of 2010, I've been more full time.
2020. See this, the mad year's done crazy things to us, bro.
Like, I don't even know what year it is these days, man. Like, anyway, don't worry, I'm fully here. So it's so I had these points where I was making videos, and like I'll pull and upload up, and then they won't be enough for 2 weeks, and then I'll do something when I have content to do in between, like say college and uni or whatever. Yeah, uni mainly got in the way, and then that mainly wrapped up in 2019.
Okay. So were you still studying, or did you have a full-time job at this point?
I was working as well.
What do you mind me asking? You don't have to say.
In accounting, but yeah.
Accounting.
Yeah,
Okay.
So I get numbers, but it's not the most fun thing.
Okay.
So in between, like, and holidays and stuff as well. So yeah, it's kind of just a mix. But I'd say in the past year, since the accident, which we'll touch upon later, I've been more full-time.
Wicked.
YouTube, so.
Congrats on that too, man. Because it's a big move, man.
Yeah,
it is a big move.
Yeah, so it's a lot of people don't understand because I don't really I don't sit down like this and talk. But you can make YouTube work if you just focus on one thing. Like, I'm not an extravagant guy, so I don't go spend that money on my clothes, like buy like designer clothes.
Me too, bro.
Like, I get slated for wearing a North Face t-shirt all the time. But
what?
I have like five of them, and
I
really
rotate
them, bro. And like people don't wear the same clothes.
Do you know what? Right, this is quite funny. Yeah. So on this is a little bit different. Yeah, but you see when you used to go to school,
yeah,
and you had to wear a school uniform. It kind of took the heat off you having to rock something new every day so you didn't get judged. Yeah. And I feel like on the when I do like my car features, I'm just wearing an OG top.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna say no. I'll be real. I've got bare of the same color OG tops and that. But it's my uniform. Yeah. On here, I kind of got to rock something different. Like, don't judge me. Come on, wear the same thing a few times. But I hear what you're saying, man. I hear what you're saying. Yeah. It's interesting because like you saying, and again, it's perception, I guess, as a non-YouTuber looking at YouTubers. When I first stumbled across you, you had the S3, and this was probably. So it would have been before I was doing YouTube, so about 3 years ago plus, maybe just about around 3 years ago.
Then,
and I thought, wow, this guy's a big YouTuber. Yeah. Man's getting like, bro, you get mad love from the Midlands. Like that's one thing I still like. Obviously, you get love from everywhere, but you rep your city, and your city backs you. I can see that. Like, you know what I mean. And another thing is. So many people wanted you to come on this podcast, so you got love, bro. There was a few names floated about that like people wanted to see ASAP, and you were one of them. It's crazy to that perception. So at that time, you was probably actually quite a bit smaller. I don't know, 3 years ago. How long's your channel been running?
3 years, 4 years.
Okay, so
it's like on and off. So like it's never like 3 years straight. It's like. At this point where we started 2020, half of the year I didn't make a video. Yeah. The years prior, when I'd had exams, in uni exams, I would have uploaded for 4 or 5 months. So it's like a kind of a ad hoc thing.
Have you never, or have you struggled in being consistent getting content out?
Yeah, at times, because I have this kind of like high standard for a video. Like if I'm going to talk about a car, I best have all the facts. And like, even though a lot of it comes natural to me anyway, like say if someone wants me to, because what I notice with my audience, say if I'm doing a video on, say, a facelift Golf R, I can't start talking about what just a Golf R is like. I need to be specific about it.
Yeah.
And obviously I love them facts anyway, talking about how the DSG is different and everything. And like, but I try to make sure I cover everything. So whilst I might not put it out there that I, put this extra kind of time into it, I do actually do that behind the scenes.
Wicked.
And just with like, say if I'm doing project as well, I want to make sure the right parts on it, and do a bit of research behind the scenes, basically.
Yeah. How often you posting now then?
Now I'd say probably, I aim for twice a week.
Okay.
At the minute, it's like once.
Yeah. I feel like you definitely like to keep people engaged once a week minimum.
Minimum, yeah.
But it's still bloody hard. If you want, like, as you say, like, if you don't like, because I'm seeing big YouTubers out there, who've run out of content and they're making videos to make videos. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just,
but if you respect your audience a little bit, trying to hit them with actual cool videos, it's hard, bro.
Yeah. Like, I'm not a fan of like filler content.
Nah, me neither.
It's like I've just picked up the M140i.
Yeah.
And obviously, let's be honest, like, it's a bit of a rinsed car line, and I know that, But I bought that for one reason, to go stage 3. So I was like, each video needs to be substantial.
Yes.
Rather than me doing the same stuff that everyone else has done on that car.
What I feel is, obviously you say it's been rinsed, but what you find is, the car, the M140 now, I don't know, what, like 3 years old? 4 years old?
66 reg.
So back when it was 66 reg, or brand new, sorry, people couldn't really afford. They aspired to have them, but they couldn't really afford them. Now buying a car like that now, when they've come down in price, can work, bro. You don't just like, you know what I mean. Forgetting about a car would be a silly move, because it's still,
there's still a ton of people who want that car.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Still a nice car.
Yeah, bro, I love it. I've done it 1,500 miles in it already, bro.
1,500 miles.
Yeah.
How long you had it?
About 2-3 weeks.
Bro, you're driving it. Bro, I've had my RS.
It's too evolved, by the way.
Oh yeah, because you was down there getting some work done, right? I've had my RS5 nearly a year.
Right.
I've done 2,000 miles in it.
No way.
And that's not through the lack of loving it.
Yeah.
It's just through the lack of, I've got 3 cars, isn't it? So it's you know what I mean? Just getting out and just kind of sharing the time between them, like, you know what I mean? But going back to the M140i, so you've got an RS3 also.
Yeah.
Right? So you're living a dream, bro.
Yeah, that's the perfect combo for me, man.
That's not a bad lineup.
No, and I've got the R32 still as well.
R32?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was the UK's cheapest R32. I remember watching the podcast with DMO and you boys were talking about the 3.2.
Come on.
I was like, man,
you felt it though, innit?
Yeah.
Bro, like that engine in that car, it shouldn't be, it almost seems wrong, innit?
Yeah. So like, I've got this situation now, like me as a hot hatch fanboy, like, I've got the R32, the RS3, and the M140i. They're all the bigger engined hot hatches, if that makes sense. Yeah. Because the M140i was
3 litre 2.5.
Yeah.
That's a lot of litres.
Yeah, I know, it's a lot of litres. And so I've got that, and then the ex-police Volvo.
Jeez. All right, cool. Yeah. I know we're going like from subject to subject, right? I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna ask you some questions about your other cars. How did the police Volvo come about?
So you know how it is, isn't it, with YouTube, you just sitting there, just thinking random ideas. But genuinely, I've wanted an ex-police Volvo for about a year, and like I'll just
why?
Just because, like, bro, you used to see them flying down the motorway and stuff back in the days. Yeah, like the T5.
Yeah, the T5. Okay.
Yeah, it's a T5. It's not some like dead one. It's a 260 brake standard, I believe so. And it's a manual, bro.
Manual?
Yeah. So that was a key thing. Like, it's it all kind of stems from, like, I'm a bit of a 5-cylinder fanboy, as well as being a hot hatch fanboy. Yeah, the 5-cylinder engine, it just does something for me.
Oh yeah.
And that was one of the main reasons why I wanted an RS3, because of I'm a big fan of rally. Like Group B rallying on the 80s, and the Audi S1 Quattro making all that noises through the forest, bro. Yeah. So I wanted the RS3 not because it's a very capable car. I mean, it is a capable car, but because it just gives me throwbacks and I could pretend I'm in a rally car. Yeah. And so, yeah, me being a fast-cylinder fanboy, then I thought, you know what, I want to do kind of like a cheaper car. Again, another cheaper car. And they happened to put a fast-cylinder engine in a Volvo estate with a manual. Same
engine as the one used in the RS Mark II Focus or ST.
So there's a bit of like there's similarities, but they're not exactly the same. So like the one in an ST, I believe, is like the Volvo C30, that small one.
Yes.
But the one in the T5 is actually like a forged one. It's a 2.4. and it could take like 500 brake unopened, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
I see your vision now, bro. I see your vision.
It's a bit crusty right now, but we might get there.
Front wheel drive?
Yeah, front wheel drive.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's weird when you're driving it. It feels like you're driving a hot hatch, but just with like this massive, like, space behind you. But yeah, I ordered some Michelin Pilot Sport Forces from Force for it. Sorry, can't wait to get them.
Yeah, you'll be hooking up.
Yeah, but it needs a bit of work. But paid £1,500 for it. I can't expect miracles.
Really? No, that's sick though. I see the vision.
I like just playing around with random ideas, and they're not just for the sake of content either. I just think that's a cool car.
Yeah, for real.
And then at the same time, you can make some content
on it. Yeah.
But it's not as a deep of a project as say the high mileage GTI I had, which was a 200,000 mile GTI, which we put the KO4 on, which is like the edition 8 turbo.
Took it to Artec, am I right?
Yeah, Artec, yeah. So
going back to your police car. So like
sounds weird, doesn't it?
It's weird, isn't it? That sounds weird coming out. Go back to your police car. But you see back in the day, and I don't know if it's true, and it probably is, maybe, I don't know, in some police forces, but like, didn't they always like have like some sort of a remap? Or something, like, weren't they coming out the factory faster than the others?
Yeah. So this is one of the video ideas that I'm going to do soon, is putting on a dyno to see how much power it's making. Okay. Because this has been a question on my mind, like it's a question on your mind. I'm thinking, this thing's a bit nippy, even though it's got a few vacuum leaks, but it's still a bit nippy. But so I was doing a bit of digging on the forums, and apparently the Volvo T5 was one of the few police cars that was deemed fast enough. That's it, but it didn't need a remap. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the fact they can do like 150 back in 15 odd years ago, man.
Is that how old it is?
Yeah, I mean, mine's an 07, but you can get an 02 plate even.
Wow.
And mid 6 seconds to 60 as well.
Wow, for a big car.
Yeah.
So police were on it. They were ready.
Yeah, bro, I didn't want to but not that I was driving it, bro. I was like, I don't even know how old I was then. It's been about 15 or whatever. But yeah, if I was in a chase, I wouldn't want to be chased by a T5.
Is it like that?
Yeah, nah.
Bro, you should make it look like a replica police car.
I was thinking that. Put polite on the side.
Yeah, polite. But what happened? So there's people who do stuff like that. Is that illegal? Is it imitating an officer?
Bro, I've been trying to do bear searching online. I can't find
out
what I can do or not.
He's gonna go pull bear man over and just steal their drugs, yeah?
Yeah. I got nowhere to pass them on, bro. So,
I know you're connected.
Yeah. Birmingham and all of that. But yeah, there's the other element to it where I might make it look like the BTCC Volvo. Are you familiar with the 850 touring car?
No.
Okay.
No.
That's a very legendary car, bro.
Yeah, I am. But explain for everyone who isn't.
So basically, like, obviously Volvo used to be in the BTCC. Everyone knows the BTCC.
Yep.
And to make it more interesting, they literally took the 850 estate to it. Okay. Everyone else is rocking up in saloons. They're just flying an estate around the track. So, like, I mean, I'm not like a full Volvo nerd or anything, but I just find it cool.
Yeah.
Like each part of motorsport has its own history.
100%.
So just like I'm a fan of like Group E rallying and Audi and all of that, I appreciate what they're doing on BTCC. Yeah. BTCC is a thing for UK and it's
100%.
But yeah, that's one element to it. But yeah, all of this stuff I made, still in the works, and we'll see what happens. Right now, I'm trying to get M140i to a big power stage at the minute.
Yeah. Do you know what I feel with YouTube? A lot of it is throwing mud at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah, literally.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like, and also like just letting it evolve itself, because you might bring an idea to the table, you might get a car, and then you might not be too knowledgeable about it, and it's a journey with you, or the journey is kind of a learning lesson or learning lessons with the car as you grow. But then you'll have people in the comments saying, "Oh, you should do this, you should do this, or you should check out this person's build." They're giving you ideas as you're going. Like, you know what I mean?
Some people get consumed in the comment section and they think that that's like they have to follow it, but. Like I find that generally you get a lot of good ideas from there, but you also need to see what's practical as well. So like, I mean, if you list all the recommendations, you might they might tell you to go buy a Chiron, bro. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like,
going back, because I wanted to touch on, obviously you got a nice little lineup, man's got the M140, he's got the RS3.
Yeah.
Like, if you had to only have one of them,
right?
Like, I know that the price range is different.
It's basically half the price of that one.
Yeah. All right, cool then. So with price taken into consideration, you're only allowed to have one. What are you saying?
Okay. Can't upset the RS fanboys, innit? The RS3 has been a gold car for me. Like, I've wanted it for so many years. So obviously last year in August, I finally got to tick that off. Yeah. But I think The M140i is not half the car. It's not half the car, and it's half the money.
Wow.
Obviously, mine's a Shadow Edition 18 reg, and that's a bit of a cleaner one, but you can get them for like below 20, bro. Like you can get one for like 18, 19k, and I can't think of a better car for that money.
That's sick.
I will admit it's a bit loose in stock form. It doesn't have an LSD. The bushes and everything. It's not an M car, innit? So you know you've had an F80. There's a bit of there's a connectedness you get that you probably don't get in your RS5.
No,
you don't, innit? That's probably why you're doing 2,000 miles, bro.
Yeah, bro. Do you know what? Yeah, so true. I'll let you finish, but we'll talk about it.
Yeah, so I have those two. I think the RS3 is worth the money though, in isolation, because the fact that you can tune that car and get 540 brake off stage 2, and when we run ethanol, it's running close to 600 horsepower on a stock turbo. Like, it's mad.
It would make near on 600 brake.
Yeah, it made 591 on E72 contact fuel. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we've got the leg gauge in there.
Yeah.
But the M140i is a great car. If you want a hot hatch, like, well, it's not really a hot hatch. I'd say it's more of a small GT. Okay. To me, like, it's the one car that looks like a hot hatch, but it isn't really one. It's a smooth car. It's got 8 gears.
Yeah, ZF8.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I can do loads of miles in it. I don't even notice it.
Yeah.
So what was it? The question?
Someone knocked on your door and said, "Look, mate, we're taking one away."
So if you take price out of it, you got to take the RS3.
Yeah.
Because it's just that car that you can use all around.
Yeah.
Like, you know, any weather conditions.
England.
Yeah. And that noise is insane.
See, going back to it, the sound. I mean, especially like, again, I've had Imrans on. Unfortunately, we know what happened to that at the end, which was terrible. But I've been in a lot of dealings with RS3s, and when they're tuned, the note that comes out the exhaust, bro, it's silly. It shouldn't be coming out of a small car.
It doesn't look like it should come out of an A3.
No. That's like, when you hear it and don't see it, you probably think an R8's about to fly by.
Yeah, it's definitely. And obviously with Imran's one being big turbo and having like a custom manifold, obviously being RS kit, the tone is totally different.
It's mad.
That's probably why I remember watching the video. You were figuring out why does it sound different.
The noises that were coming out of that.
It's because it's the manifold design, innit? It's different, innit?
Okay. Yeah, he was saying obviously, the build. Was
so if you stuck a hybrid on it, it wouldn't sound like that. Even if you had that same build or the same horsepower as a hybrid car, it would still sound different.
It would still sound different. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're almost changing the acoustics in it of the car, innit? Because it's like, funnily enough, shout out to PCW Exhaust Mods, right? I don't know if you heard of him, but basically what he does is he modifies stock exhaust basically, and he's so passionate about it. I remember him saying to me, like, I take this so seriously. Almost think of it as a trumpet,
Yeah, it's true.
Or woodwind instrument. If you make this area smaller, it's gonna make a different sound. You make this area big, you open it. You know what I mean? If things are rooted different, it makes different sounds.
Yeah.
So it's like there's an art to it, like, you know what I mean? So you can
when you floor an RS3, you just think, oh, this sound is insane. Yeah. Like, that's why I got the car, because the sound. You can make a Golf R really quick, as you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Do you think the RS3 in stock form alone is a very safe car? Like, as in, it feels too safe and almost a bit boring to drive?
Okay, so the RS3 is one of them cars in stock form, especially if you have an OPF version, which was mine. Mine was a later one.
Okay.
It's very plain. It's got that blunt kind of speed, but the facelift RS3 is a big improvement of the pre-facelift in terms of, the agility. It's a bit less numb. I've always I'm not speaking badly of the pre-facelift. It makes the best sound. It does all them, factory downshift bangs and all of that.
Yeah.
But
I know, and I agree with what you're going to say. They're two different cars.
They're two different cars.
They are literally two different cars.
And I know when I do talk about it a lot in the videos, and like people are like, oh, you can cure it. You can't cure it, man. It's like when you're at high speed, you don't know what the steering wheel's doing.
Exactly.
And but yeah, I would, without being like too rude to the RS3, it's a bit of a safe car. You really need to stage 2 it if you got a facelift, because you're leaving a lot on the table.
Yeah.
And yeah, especially if you've got a later one like I did, bro. It was just like a Hoover.
Yeah.
Because when the OPF, because I think in these first batch of OPF cars, they're just unusually quiet. Because if you look at now, say the next gen cars that you look at, the new G80 M3, they've all got OPFs.
Noise back.
Yeah, they've got a bit of noise back. Yeah. So like, it feels like they just needed a bit of time. Because you look at the new A45S, it hardly makes any noise at all. So, yeah, I would say the RS is a bit plain. Just tune it if you've got one. Just get it done. Put a rear anti-roll bar as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, put a rear one. I haven't put it on mine, but I'm going to get it done. And Pilot Sport 4Ss.
Yeah.
Because they come with Pirellis from factory.
Worst tyre.
Yeah.
Bro, Pirelli must be paying some big OEMs money to put their tyres on cars.
It doesn't make
terrible.
Sense. I know, and it's a weird size as well because the 255 up front, if you get the wider wheel, when you buy a 255 Michelin, it's actually a bunch wider, so you got to use a 235 Michelin.
Strange.
I was probably going to switch off. Keep talking about.
Nah. In fact, I've got a gripe. I hate Pirellis.
Yeah, I know. I agree with you.
I hate it, bro. I've had them on so many cars, and they're terrible tires.
Yeah. I don't know why they. I mean, they've got a big name. You know, you say Pirelli, like okay, that's a premium tire, but they just don't perform.
I think they do a good semi-slick, and I've Treforrow R's.
So if you get the proper big boy ones, you know, the ones that will be on a Ferrari from like a higher spec Ferrari from factory, then of course they're going to be tuned on that Fioran or Test Track.
Of course,
madness like that. I mean,
I just feel like their standard level tire it has nothing on the Michelin.
No,
PS4S.
I think they. See, Michelin, the Super Sport was good. I mean, I've got them on the M140, and I do feel like they're not that great when they're cold. But with the 4S, they really stepped up their game.
Definitely.
I first drove them on an F80, one of the first reviews I did. I couldn't even believe what was going on. The car did not want to break traction at all.
Yeah, and that is a car that wants to break traction.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Between gear changes.
Yeah. Wait, tell me about it. And going back to RS3s, it's quite funny because I don't know if you've caught the videos I've been doing down at like Race Logic's test track. But basically, it all started when I tried to race my big turbo Fiesta against he's my promos manager. He basically got a RS3 facelift. I don't know if you saw that video. I thought, let me see if my big turbo Fiesta can beat the pinnacle of hot hatches.
Yeah.
And it didn't, unfortunately. It was a wet day.
Yeah.
If it was dry, don't know if it'd have made too much more difference. But after that, it kind of become, all right, now I've got, every time I'm down there doing testing on my car, I've got to race the RS3. And it's bit me in the arse every time because I've lost every time.
The Integra video, when I commented, I said, look, if it doesn't win, I'm going to use mine.
Oh, yeah.
To tell you what it is, the RS3 is a bit of a cheat code of a car. It has the horsepower, but even, say, a 400 horsepower car, there's loads of 400 horsepower cars out there now. It's the efficiency of the way it uses that power. The DSG in it's a bit different to the normal DSG. You're getting like a Golf R. It's a DQ 500, RS3 boys. And it's just a solid box. It just gets the power down.
What also didn't help me in the last race where I tried to race him with the Integra is he had a stage 1 MRC, stage 1 octane booster, and a gearbox map.
You told him to just run 99 in the race, isn't it?
Do you know, he already had.
He coming with the octane booster, bro.
I know. I thought
I wouldn't do that, man.
I thought I was going to win for once, and man, he's made me look silly. And the other thing was, people are calling me Mr. Gear now because, bro, every time I was trying to put it into third, and here's a little secret for them, right? Like they only saw me miss 2 gears, bro. It happened about 6 times. We tried to race that race over and over again. Every time, wouldn't go into third. It just, I had to pull over. I thought maybe the gearbox got too hot. Left it, basically. So I'm not even saying if I was hitting that gear change every time right that I would have won. Turbo's too big, car's too laggy. We've got a nice little change coming actually, so stay tuned for that. But there's an issue with my gearbox with my Integra, which we found but hasn't been fixed. But again, they're gonna have to wait to hear the rectification. We'll speak off camera. But yeah, bro, they're just an immense car, and on that stage 1, even like
it wakes up the car a lot. Stage 1's probably all you need, to be fair, in most situations. I mean, his one's a pre-OPF as well, so it's got a bit of sound.
Yes.
Most people will be happy with that, but the thing is, with the later ones, you've got to go stage 2, man. It will sound like an RS3. You'll be quick, but it's not part of the experience, isn't it?
Nah, for real. Bro, let me ask you a question, man. Like, your first name's Hamza, yeah?
Yeah.
What's TR stand for?
That's a secret, bro.
Oh, no. Is it a secret?
Yeah, no, it's... Should I drop it or no?
Give us the exclusives, bro.
No
one's watching. No one's watching.
Yeah, no. That's an understatement, bro. I hope not. Anyway, but basically, so when I started making videos, obviously I just wanted to just give the channel name, obviously my name, and I was thinking, just what's 2 random letters I can just put on the keyboard?
No.
I didn't think I was going to watch any videos, bro. I'll be honest.
No.
Yeah, there's no.
Was there like another Hamza already? Is that why?
No. It's just like. Bro, I just thought just add them letters.
No way.
Yeah.
Are you just saying that?
Maybe not.
All right. See, he's a man of mystery.
Yeah,
See, I thought it was the real TR.
A few
Hamza.
people have said that, but it's not that.
That works.
Yeah, but it's just a bit cheesy. Yeah,
it is. Do you know what? It's so funny when there's people out there who absolutely have never done anything publicly or anything, and they call themselves the real.
Yeah, the real.
Like, you're the only one.
Yeah, official, like, you know what I mean. But it's it's one of them things, bro.
Yeah.
It's it's not really mean anything, but it's stuck now.
It works. It works. But also another thing I wanted to talk about with YouTube is how important thumbnail pictures are, and how I think you smashed it. I think you found a pattern. It's like the hand, iconic. It's like you get this car park lighting, and hopefully I'll put a picture up,
the same car park.
You just patterned it, and the car just looks 10 times better. The car looks modified than it's stock.
The A45 hand one's probably my favorite one, man. It's just there like this. I used to make the video, and I used to do the walk around at that car park, go to the roads, drive about 20 minutes, and come back when there was a bit of sunset to take the thumbnail pic.
Oh, see
all the stuff that you do behind the scenes.
See, dedication. See, my thumbnail game is dead, bro. Like, I need to, like, I feel like I'm missing out on views because my thumbnails are so dead. And I need to pick up the game. But looking at yours, though, I see the hand.
Yeah, I ain't done a hand in a long time, though, you know.
Bro, get that hand back out there, man.
I know. I did a review recently, and they're like, where's your hand gone? Like, it's still here, man. But yeah, I'll probably bring it back soon. I'll see. It's a bit of I've noticed a lot of people do know that it's my video because of the hand. Yeah. And there's like a bit of a art to it.
As a hand model.
The focal length of the camera and how you position it.
It's real though, isn't it? It's true.
Yeah, so it's one of them things. Yeah, thumbnails, I'd say, especially if you're getting into YouTube. Yeah, I mean, find your own theme as well, but make it consistent. Yeah. So like if you drop like a really good video and then your thumbnail's totally different to any other video you've done, it's kind of gonna get lost almost, unless it's a really hot topic. But like, say for example, you're doing like recently when I do a first drive, I'll have like a interior shot of like driving your turn, steering wheel, whatever. I've kept that theme consistent, and like it generally like you kind of just go with the flow, really. I've done a few reviews recently, and I just kept the same car park. It was like an outdoors one, but yeah, the indoor car park's a bit of a special one to me, man. I ain't been there in time though, man. People started just chilling up there, and there's all sorts of junk in that.
That's the thing. Have people clocked where you do your features and they just chill there because it's now a point of interest?
Yeah. And like, I ain't been there in over a year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I think
leave his spot alone, man. We try and make videos out here.
No.
God.
There's too much wind up there as well, but yeah, we get past it, man. We get past it.
Sick, bro. Listen, I got like this is a bit of it's a topic. Like, I want to try and touch on YouTuber news, and we might be a bit late to the party with talking about this, but I don't know if you heard about the situation that what's his name? The YouTuber is called JWW.
Yeah.
Do you hear about that?
Yeah. I think everyone heard about that, man.
Right. Cool. All right. So
unless they were under a rock.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many times it's been touched on right now, right?
Okay.
And spoke about, but I haven't really heard anyone speak about it. I'm sure there is, but
yeah.
I just wanted to get your point of view on it, right?
Okay.
So for people who don't know, Chris Harris basically put out a tweet, right?
Yeah.
Whereas he had got word from someone at Litchfield that Mr. JWW's promotion team or someone representing him had contacted them, and said, we want 25 grand for you to put suspension on my Yaris GR. Yeah. And then on top of that, we want commission from all the sales that come after that, right?
Yeah.
And Chris Harris retweeted it or tweeted something about like him being blown away by, I don't even know. There's going to be so much misinformation in what I'm about to say. So take it with a pinch of salt. But basically, that is kind of the roundabout thing. So obviously, Chris Harris having this big name, it's got out there to the wider masses, right? Now, JWW, Mr. JWW, whatever his name is, I don't personally watch his channel, right? Yeah. But since seeing it, I went back and watched a few of his videos just to see what kind of a person he was. He seems pretty cool. Big channel, 600,000 K. And it made me think, I think a lot of people were startled by that price, 25K. And don't get me wrong, bro, I think that's an absolute liberty, yeah?
Yeah, he's sort of a mad one.
That was a mad one.
Yeah. There's no other way to put that in it. So obviously the amount is crazy. Like I said, I don't watch too much of his content, mainly because it's more like Aston Martins and Lambos. And I'll be honest, I'm not really interested in them. Yeah. I just love hatchbacks. Yeah. And or just generally the cars that people can, sort of attainable performance car, like you can an M car, RS car, is that kind of, you can work towards that.
Of course.
So that's the kind of market I stay to, and I watch as well a lot of that content anyway. But yeah, the guy seems nice, whatever. He did put out an Instagram post there, and he's saying that he never directly spoke to them.
Okay.
He hasn't put out a video, I don't believe, but I read the Instagram. It was long, the usual.
Yeah,
long, a few paragraphs and I briefly had a skim through. And he said that he was like basically wanted to invite those guys on a podcast, ironically.
Oh, really? Is that what he said?
To them.
Okay.
I don't know if that's been executed. But he was just saying, like, there was no mention of that. Just generally, my thoughts on the situation, yeah, that amount's pretty crazy. The suspension alone probably would have been fine because he's had Litchfield have had other YouTubers, I'd be like Sam from Seeing Through Glass, who like approached Litchfield, but like he didn't. He was like paying for his part and everything, and he was happy. His money was from his own video.
Yes,
making his video, that was his thing.
When it comes to the money he asked for, the 25k, like as I say, that's outrageous, right? And to someone who's kind of not in the industry and who's not an influencer, that would sound even more outrageous. But playing devil's advocate, right? Just imagine now, the product he was selling cost 25 grand per item, right? In retrospect, then is it fair him asking that? Because if he's got 600,000 followers, and let's say 200,000 people on average watch his video, law of averages say 10% of that audience might be interested, right? 10% of 200,000, quick maths here, I have no clue. 20,000? 20,000? Yeah, 20,000, right?
I like numbers, but
all right, cool. Let's see. I'll probably get this wrong, guys. Don't laugh, but stay with me.
Not an accounting day, man.
So, like, all right, 10% of 200,000.
Okay, yeah.
20,000.
Yeah.
So 20,000 people might look into it, right? Brand awareness day, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's say 10% of that look into it in a little bit more depth and inquire. 2,000 people. Let's say 10% of that buy the product, yeah?
Bro, you need a whiteboard in
I know, guys. So what? I think we're left at 200 people, yeah?
So, okay, you've got 200 people, yeah?
All right. And the product is £25,000, yeah?
25. Okay, so you're saying if the product's
25 grand, yeah? He puts it out to his audience, law of averages. It probably don't work exactly like this, but just a brief breakdown, yeah? Let's just say, break it down, make it so much more simple. The video goes out to 200,000 people. 200 people buy the product, yeah? Man has sold 200 times 25,000. And in that respect, the shout out and the promo was worth the 25 grand for the company, right? You see what I'm saying? But let's bring it back to real life now. 25 grand now for this suspension. Now let's say Litchfield were charging £1,000 per car for the suspension and everything like that. Realistically, going out to a big audience, 600,000 subs, let's say it goes out to half of that, 300,000. He only needs to sell 25 kits for that to pay.
Yeah, but there's profit in that and there's actually cost. There's not.
You're right. All right, cool.
In that.
50 kits then. Do you see where I'm coming from though?
Okay, look, I'm gonna assess the situation here by looking at the fact that there's not that many GI. There's a lot of GI races, but there's not that many, and those of them that are actually going to modify their car is another separate thing. Yeah. And when we're saying, it says got 600k and 300,000 people are watching it, but I was looking at the video.
No one's watching.
But it was at about 40k, and then it went to 70k because of the hype.
Oh, because of the hype.
So you're saying it says 40k on the new video of revealing the car. That's normally when the hype is. Then you're saying out of those there's a percentage. Then the kits have their own cost as well. That all aside, the guy's a nice guy. I don't know him, so I'm not going to say anything bad or whatever. But I think the deal should have either been, whatever it was, it should have stayed out of the internet realm.
100%. That's
the main kind of way I'd wrap up that situation. Is I was like, okay, it's business, isn't it? If that was what they're wanting, that's what they wanted. Just leave it out of the question. Obviously, Chris Harris, we all got ratings for him. You know, we all watch his videos back in on Drive.
Do you know what though? Yeah, I just want to say 25 grand. Yeah, I don't know Chris Harris from Adam. Yeah, I admire his work. I think he's a G. Yeah.
Yeah.
But man's on Top Gear. Yeah, and I know he gets paid nice.
Yeah, of course.
And I know he's probably pulling people's pants down for promos too.
You know what it is? He doesn't like influencers. That's what it is.
Oh, really?
I've got that vibe from him. He doesn't like the whole way that they are. He doesn't like new media. That's the vibe.
I swear he come up like that. Didn't he come up?
Yeah, because you submit videos of auto cards. Remember them 480p videos?
Yeah.
Those ones on the
old school cameras,
yeah,
innit?
Yeah, and that's where we all got introduced to him. So, I mean, I think he's a legend, whatever. But he's a very opinionated guy. But I think everyone should have their opinion. But sometimes they shouldn't. I can't say you can't voice your opinion. That doesn't make sense. But you know, when
sometimes you keep your opinion to yourself.
Yeah, to an extent. Like
to
for
an
example,
extent, yeah.
Say now that whole influencer thing is out there, it kind of makes all of us kind of look a bit bad.
That's what I was going to get onto.
And it takes your credibility away.
Well, this is the thing now, because everyone, like, don't get me wrong, we do this for the love of it.
Yeah.
But going back to it, if we're doing this full time, we still need to be able to pay the bills.
Yeah, of course.
Now, I understand that 25 grand's a lot of money. But I don't know how much people approach you, or how many companies try it on with you. You wouldn't believe how many companies get in touch with me and think I'm going to do a promo for free, or do it for some sort of a equity share of how many I sell.
I love them try it. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Their product might cost £4 and you can get 5% off every sale. I'm like, bro,
I don't even bother replying.
Put some respect. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And this is what people don't understand. Like, you know, we've got to be careful with the companies we choose to work with to a certain extent too.
You can make you look like either
it's your credibility.
Yeah, because you're putting that out there, you're backing them.
Exactly, and you can only do so much a month, and also people want new content, buying all these cars.
Yeah, like, you got to pay for it.
You got to pay for it. Like again, going back to it, 25 grand is mad. But if you think KSI and all these big YouTubers are taking anything less than 25 grand per shout out,
they are.
You'd be mad. Do you know what I mean? I think what's relative in this one is the size of the YouTuber and the product. It didn't work for that kind of money.
Nah, the channel's huge, but you've got to also look at the market of a GR Yaris. That's the way I'm looking at it. He's got a massive channel, you know. He's done his thing. He's obviously ratings for him on that because it's not easy to get to that level. He's obviously worked with other brands. I'm pretty sure he's done something with Aston Martin, bro. He's
really?
Like a model Aston Martin after. There's like a JWW edition, bro. I swear there is, yeah.
He's been charging bear companies 25. Do you know what? There's going to be companies saying, what? We paid the 25 grand.
So like ratings him, he's done his thing. He's like obviously, you know, figured a way how to, you know, make money from it. But I'm just looking at the market of a GIRS. That's the way I look at it. I'm like, okay, how many of those people are going to go to Litchfield after watching that video? And then Litchfield has to make profit on each of their kits. And there's also, not to forget, he allegedly wanted a cut.
Yeah, that was a bit wild.
His team was saying. So that's the way I look at it, is the market. So say if you're talking about, say, a car that's more out there, say a Golf 4, maybe it might make a bit more sense. Maybe not at that amount, but still, it's all about...
It's a more sellable, relatable, out there product, as you say.
You've got to have a bit of spare money to spend 35 grand a Yaris, bro. Yeah. Like, really, fantastic. I love rallying, so that car's a bit me.
But it's just the market is narrowed as soon as it's them kind of monies for that kind of car.
So how many GR Yaris are going to be on the UK roads and then also get modified? Yeah. Because I'm sure it's a fantastic car at the box already.
Yeah.
No one complains about that car at the box.
Yeah. No, you're right. So, you're right. And I think,
and ultimately, to wrap up that topic, it's basically, it should have stayed out the internet anyway.
Yeah. And that's it. And on top of that, I think everyone needs to know their worth, because there's a lot of people getting taken the piss out of.
That's one thing I do definitely agree with. Yeah. Like, you know, as you were saying, like when you get approached, like when I get approached by a company that doesn't it's not respecting what I'm going to do for them. Yeah. I don't even bother entertaining the conversation, because I'm like, instantly you think I'm, you know, whatever, innit?
Exactly.
And the ones that then there's obviously a bunch of them that do respect it, and then you feel good, like you want to work with them.
Bro, do you know what the mad thing is, right? Like, I've worked with some companies, and sometimes things work, sometimes things don't. But when it works, it works.
It works.
Do you know what I mean? It works. And again, like, you know, like obviously fees are there, and sometimes they are higher depending on who you are and what your reach is. And it's because the companies will pay it because they know, even if they ain't making all those sales, it's brand awareness. Yeah, and the video's there forever.
Exactly, and marketing is not cheap.
No,
put even a little advert in a newspaper if anyone reads it.
Bro, it's not even. Yeah, so that's marketing. But when you're talking about targeted marketing,
because you're literally that person is saying, go to this place,
go to this place, and it's on a car platform.
Yeah,
if you're trying to sell a car product, it's like in the newspaper. You can put like, all right, you want to buy a new iron. How many people care about iron, or not irons? Let's say right, let's say a 5 iron, a 9 iron for a golf club or something. Right, try to switch it up nice. But basically, there's only X amount of people who care about golf. But if it's in a golf magazine or golf podcast or a golf, you know what I mean, targeted audience, it's worth more.
Bang on. So it's like, for example, say me, I have a big hot hatch focus on my channel. Yep. So like, if I'm going to push something related to hot hatches, I know it'll be good for whoever I work with, because it's basically that audience there. Like they'll have, say if they have a Mark 5, they're going to go to another one or go to say an M140i. Like it's all kind of linked. I kind of link every car.
Yeah.
And that's how I go with it. Because say if an RS3 is kind of the top of the hot hatch thing,
yeah.
those guys all want to get an RS3 at some point.
Of course.
So it's all relevant.
It's all relevant. And saying that, you know, and going back to what you were saying at the beginning, you research, like myself, the companies you're about to work with. Yeah. You're not giving misinformation. Some people will. Some people just take the back. They'll just take the money and do whatever. Yeah. But, you know, if you respect your people, generally, you're trying to hook them up with products that are tried and tested and that are going to be good. So you're leading the way.
Yeah.
And through that, leading the way with the product you're promoting is going to work for the person who owns the product range and for the person who is buying the product and for the person who's selling the product, like you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it can work.
And like any of the tuning companies that I worked with, no one's ever really complained because they know I've done my bit.
Yeah.
So, you know, as far as I can see, there's no real, whatever I've done they've been happy with it. Yeah. And I like having good stuff on my car as well. So I'm not going to just go like safe. You know, it's anyway, the tuning scene, there's a lot of parts that are just, people want to just push them, but they're not that good. And I respect everyone's hustle in it, but I'm not going to just put anything on my car for the sake of a video. Yeah. It's not going to happen. So it's, and also I don't want to push that if I don't believe in it. I'll have to really, you know, okay, look, take your car there, it's sound.
Yeah.
But you know it is, and there's always a few teething problems here and there. But, you know, for the most part, we do our thing.
Yeah. 100%. So, I think that covers that in a roundabout way. I think my mathematics have probably got everyone baffled. Everyone probably turned off at that point.
Yeah, I know. Nah, man, they all still here, man. Let's be honest.
Hope so. And this chat has been quite YouTube orientated with some messages behind that. And I wanted to move on to something that is kind of, it happened during filming, I think.
Yeah.
How do you know what I'm about to ask?
Yeah, I know
the way I change the tone. I get serious.
That was a good way to change it, to be fair.
But basically you were involved in a crash.
Yeah. Quite bad one.
Do you want to set the scene for us? Because it was quite an eye opener to myself and probably other YouTubers who do a similar sort of thing, and probably to the car community, because it was a very serious crash. Do you want to set the scene and just run it through the beginning?
So obviously it was an X4M competition. Obviously the car crashed. I was passenger. Ordinarily, like at this point, I'm already doing.
Taking it back. Sorry to butt in there. What was? You don't have to, if it's anything that you feel like you kind of don't want to say because of X, Y, Z. But like, what was the circumstances surrounding why you guys were in that? What were you review? Okay.
Like, you know, just filming the car.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to see what the S58 engine was about.
Yeah.
You know, the new platform.
That's right.
But yeah, we'll just go with it. I don't mind talking about it too. Just go with the flow. I'm a glass half full kind of guy, so good. But yeah, so essentially, a guy come down, obviously, through Instagram or whatever, and there's a guy I knew, he was his mate, so he just said, "Yeah, I've got one of these." So I was like, "Yeah, come down, do the video, like a review style." Yeah. Typically, like it's just my take on it.
Okay, so he drives you, then you drive it.
So the difference here was, because he had an F80 M3 before, I wanted to get some of him on the camera.
Okay.
Because normally my reviews are just me talking about the car, and at this point, I'm doing more project stuff, but I thought, you know, I'll do one last review. Ironically, that was going to be one of my last reviews for a while. I was not going to be doing reviews for like a month or two.
Interesting.
It goes to show, innit? You never know what's going to happen. And so yeah, guy comes down, sound lads, you know, nothing. No one expects to go out and crash their car. Let's be honest. So we're there at the petrol station. Obviously, we jump in the car, and I was like, okay, we'll get a bit of ownership perspective at what's it like going from an S55 engine to S58. If you're not familiar, S55 engines in the F80 M3. The S58 is in the new M3, but obviously the X3 and X4M competition came up first.
That's right. So
I wanted to just get an idea what power delivery is like, what does he feel like to live with. And yeah, we just hopped in, and literally within 5 minutes the accident happened. But I was still setting on my GoPros and looking at my phone at this point.
Oh, so cameras weren't rolling at that point?
Cameras were rolling.
They were rolling.
Yeah, but they were basically only for about 5 minutes at most.
Was it a case of there was spirited driving involved, or
Not
was
really.
it kind of just a bit like it could have happened at any point? Or
so there's no other cars involved.
Yeah.
It's country road that I use pretty much for all my filming. So I'm pretty familiar with it. Obviously, him being out of town, so he's not familiar with the road. I'm not in control of the gas pedal, so I can't really control what's going on. It was a bit damp before that. There was a sudden shower before we went out to drive. Hopped in the car, but it was sudden, and then it finished. But then I couldn't remember if that road was damp because it didn't look that damp. There's like a bit of moisture on the road, on a country road. Anyway, so we're just going down the country lane. Obviously, we're having a chat and whatever. And I could not remember if the car was in traction off. I couldn't remember.
Okay. But we're still talking a 4-wheel drive car, right?
I'll get onto the forward drive of an M car in a second, yeah. Because it's not what you think
it's not what, yeah.
Yeah, so those cars, if you're not familiar with the X3 and X4M competition, a lot of them have been crashed since they've come out because they've got obviously a bit higher center of gravity, but they actually literally drift.
Yeah, I've heard this.
They're a bit scatty, as we like to call them. Yeah, in Birmingham. Yeah. So basically,
what, the girls or the cars? Nah, I love you.
Yeah. So basically, and that's why you'll see, like, obviously companies like MSS or whatever is developing suspension kits to calm. It's a very hard riding car. Any X4 and X3 and M4 review, one thing I'll talk about is a hard ride. So it's not very supple. It's already a bit fidgety. Going over the country lanes, we're going over a right-hander, like a long, like when there's no apexes there, it's a bit long-hander. I've been around that quite about 100 times, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sound.
You could do it blindfold.
Bro, I've taken a Club Sport S down that bend, why not? Yeah. And the little undulations, I'm looking at my phone at this point. I'm pretty sure I was not even fully, I was still setting up a few of the GoPros, like checking everything. You go on the GoPro app. Make sure everything's, synced up and it's recording. We're at that early stage of the video. And next thing you know, it's gone over a little. I'm pretty sure there was a little dip on the long right hander, and the car's just it's just rotated and just like flung down the road. Obviously, the road's a national speed limit country road, about 60. It's a 60 road. We weren't doing any quicker than that. That's one thing I can confirm. It wasn't a speeding thing, but obviously the car's swung out now, and then gone. What distance? I'd probably say at least 30-40 meters down the road. Just spun around. It didn't obviously topple over, but it spun around. And then luckily there was like a grassy bank on the side, which slowed down the car a bit, but there's still a tree coming towards me. So the car basically just folded around the tree on my door. No other part of the car. The bonnet was okay, but it never hit the bonnet. It never hit the back door. Literally my door, the car's like a U shape around the tree. And off that is flung another way, like down the side of the road, yeah. And then obviously we're stuck there.
So what are you thinking at this point though? How are you? In fact, how is your health at this point? Like you've wrapped it around the tree pretty much on your side. You've taken the impact. How's that? What is? So
obviously it's a shock because I've never been in an accident like that before. And obviously now I'm stuck in there.
You're stuck in it. Why were you stuck in there?
Because the door's folded into my legs.
So it's got into a position where you can't pull your legs out. So
I've got this one photo which I've never obviously showed anyone. So I'll actually get up now so you can put it on the screen or whatever.
Yeah, I'll put it, guys. You probably see it right now.
I didn't post this online, but I was awake for everything. So because you have that kind of weird, like, oh shit, like what's going on here? I took a photo of it and I was like, this is what situation I'm in now.
Can I see it so I know what everyone else is looking at?
Yeah, just give me a second. Let me just find it. Search December 2019.
Oh wow, December 2019.
Yeah. It's just before Corona, isn't it?
Just before Corona, man, like Corona.
But as soon as I come out of my own little lockdown, they chuck me into another lockdown. So it's
tricky.
So this will give you a bit more context because obviously I've put the picture of the outside the car in, and I've never showed this picture online. So let's get the wide angle one. Obviously, I'll send you this one. Yeah, so you have a look. That's me on the left there.
Okay, so
you got a whole X4 on me.
Oh my God, I've just worked that out.
Yeah,
that is so the people would be seeing this already, but looking at it, you are wow.
So I've never seen I'm not a small lad as well. Like my legs have got nowhere to go, bro.
Bro, that is.
You can see the other side. You can open the door that he can get out. He can get out.
So your legs are physically pinned. I've never seen a car crash. Well, I've seen car crashes from outside, and you've seen cars fold up whatever. Never seen it from the inside.
The photo that I've put up is the car already had the roof cut off in it, and you can see the roof. Like on Instagram, the photo I put up is the car's already looking mangled, but you can't tell the inside of what I was sitting in.
This is mad. So all airbags deployed. And the place is just...
So to give you a bit more, like, obviously the situation, like, health at this point now, my legs were trapped like this, yeah? So you got the whole... That's a solid car, bro.
Yeah.
So obviously, that's obviously your solid car. My legs are obviously off to the right there, and they're trapped. I can't move them, but I can move my toes.
So you know that there's still functionality here. Let me drop your phone.
Yeah. So obviously, get a bit of... Yeah, so... You imagine also, to give you a bit of context, the transmission tunnel's in the middle.
Yeah.
So that transmission tunnel was hot enough to burn my foot through my shoe with a friction burn.
Wow.
So I've got a skin graft on my right foot, on my ankle, from my thigh, and I've got a burn here, which actually was rubbing against my other leg. I managed to burn my leg from my other leg there. From the clothes.
Was it instant pain or in shock, or what was...
I was awake, so I was looking, thinking, okay, now my legs are gone. Like, you know.
What, you thought it was that serious that your legs are coming off?
Yeah. I was thinking, there's no way I'm getting out of this, because it's a solid car, isn't it? You don't think how they're going to push this whole door off you. Because, you watch them programs about how, you know, there wasn't enough time, or...
Yeah.
You're in the middle of a country lane, bro. Like, you got to imagine. So I've got this whole door on me. Then the right leg, I didn't break any bones. I just had the burn from the transmission tunnel. Left leg, I had no burns, but I broke the ankle. So I've got like titanium in there. So I've basically got fully forged internals on my
Mine's
foot.
fully forged that.
Yeah, I got forged.
Jeez, what you rated to though, bro?
Bro, about 800, man.
Woo!
So, yeah, bro. Just stick a nice full frame turbo on that one. Anyway, so I've got that. I've got titanium rod and screws, you know, high quality.
Proper
shoulder got had a fracture, but that healed up, as you know, that wasn't too bad.
So how long did the services take to get you?
So I think they took about nearly an hour, about 45 minutes to arrive.
Okay.
Because it's obviously in the middle of nowhere. To cut me out was probably close enough to 2 hours. Just because of the situation that was there. There was about 20 firemen. Everyone was there, man. It was like madness. Like I was kind of just, you know, they're giving you that kind of, is it? They give you something like gas in there.
Morphine? No, not morphine. Like gas.
Yeah, they gave me that as well, to be honest. But
so you were in a lot of pain. I know it sounds obvious, perhaps, that you'd be in a lot of pain, but I've heard stories where people are in shock and they don't really feel it until they're moved.
So, you know, when you're in the situation, you don't actually feel, you get this kind of weird kind of high almost, you know, when they give you all that stuff. And it's kind of surreal. So you don't take in what's going on. You're like, okay. You know, once they start giving you that stuff, and I'm there thinking like, yo, just push this off. Like I'm trying to think like, now all you gotta do is that, man, just push it off and be sound. You know, after that, when you're in that situation for already 45 minutes, you're thinking, all right, I'm here now.
Can I ask you a question? Right?
Yeah.
Obviously, I was involved with a car fire with Imran's fire, and it got to me how quickly the car went up and was unsavable. Heaven forbid that car had went up, right, and you're in that position. Do you reckon for the life of you wouldn't be able to pull yourself out?
Nah. No possible way.
That's so scary.
Yeah, there was no possible way for me to get out that car.
That is so scary.
Because the only way to get me out of there is to top off my body, bro. Because like, you imagine, I'm sure obviously the photo's been on the screen. My legs are here, like I can see the top of my knees, but my feet and my shin are underneath there where the glove box compartment is, and in front of that you've got a whole X4M door and wing here in the middle. So I'm wrapped around like this, and obviously the ankle's broken, and I was pinned. There's no way I could have got out there. Not even if I tried.
Like, that's so scary.
Because the seat moved and everything. So
scary.
And obviously you got a big curtain airbag on the side. But yeah, when they pulled me out, they were saying, for the most part, obviously, you know, you can't thank them as services enough. Like the stuff that they do, bro, it's insane. Yeah. Like they're doing. The work that they do, bro, it's above a lot of what everyone else is doing. Like the stuff they're doing, you know. Yeah. So I like, you know, I've got ultimate respect for them, and obviously in the hospital and everything. But yeah, it's what's the best way to put it? Yeah, so when they pull you out, they put you straight on that kind of, you know, that carrying thing.
Yeah, stretcher thing.
Yeah, and they're carrying me over. And obviously my legs are just like this, and then you feel the pain. You know, when you get pulled out of it, then you feel it. And then they were saying you might have that, is it carpal tunnel syndrome? You know, where they say where your muscles been starved.
Okay. Oh, so the blood can turn poisonous. Is it that one where it's
where
being
they
starved
might,
of
even
oxygen?
if you still got your leg, they still might have to chop it off.
They were telling you that?
Potentially, yeah. So that's what they're saying.
Wow, bro. How does that make you feel?
Because you're in the ambulance now and you're thinking, I'm out now. But then when you get there, you might still...
You're faced with a real scary prospect.
So I'm there thinking, look, what am I doing here now? So I was there, go over to the QE hospital, and then basically they put you in the scan, just check if you've got any brain injuries. Luckily, so imagine I've had this accident, nothing's hit my face or my head, nothing at all. I'm awake.
Courtesy of the curtain airbag, or
I'd probably say so, yeah. I didn't feel any impact from the airbag, but I just didn't hit my head. Because you imagine if that tree had a branch sticking out of it, you don't know what the situations are, kind of endless almost, so I take everything as a bit of a blessing. Like, okay, I've had my leg injuries, but I could walk again after about a month. And then they put me to the scan. They said, look, we're gonna have to do this, we're gonna have to do that. The most thing that I found like an issue with recovering was the fact that I had to have that skin graft on my ankle, because your ankle moves a lot, so obviously it's in the wrong place. You'd want to have a skin graft. It's
like cutting yourself on your knuckle.
Yeah, because like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
and obviously with your knuckle, you can chill. You don't need to use your hand. You can walk in it, But when it's your feet, it's different. And obviously, I'm there. So obviously, my shoulder was injured at that time. So I'm there with one working limb for a long time, right? And like just.
How long was your recovery?
They got me out of the hospital after 2 weeks, but I couldn't walk at that point, so I had to go home in the wheelchair. They got everyone out of the hospital in kind of a rushed manner because of Christmas time. So they're kind of like, you gotta like basically, don't want to get into too much of it, but basically they wanted a lot of people out before Christmas. And I knew I'd probably only end up being able to start walking again once I get home and I'm in a, environment. Obviously my family's very supportive of me, so they, helped me, obviously, as they would. But then after slowly, I was just practicing, just standing up for a second, and then building from there. And just shout out to my old man. He helped me a lot as well. He basically searched on the internet like how to, what's the best exercise. Like I wasn't doing many exercises, but just generally like the best movement to kind of practice. And then I had the what's that thing called? That kind of walking thing, bro. I had that
Zimmer frame.
Yeah, bro. I ordered one a demo from Amazon. I had to use that to practice walking. That's how mad it was. And so I'd say I started walking probably mid-Jan, slowly. I had a big medical boot as well. I forgot to mention.
I see. You had the big old Robocop looking thing, innit?
Yeah. I was like getting excited because I got a forged left foot and my right foot. It's madness. I had all sorts of enhancements.
Can I ask you, what was your mindset at this time? Were you like, obviously this has happened and you've been the one who's come out of it the worst, and the car, obviously.
Yeah.
You've been hurt, and I'd imagine the other fella is pretty much okay.
I don't think he's had any serious injuries. No, I didn't. He hasn't really spoke to me.
What really?
No, I mean, okay.
That's interesting.
Brief one, but
what was your thoughts towards him?
Yeah,
were you in the mindset that he's done this to me, or were you kind of just riding?
You know what it is like. You can, in the moment, you think everything, don't you? Like it's hard to justify your thoughts when you're in that situation and you're stuck, not being able to move, and everyone's carrying on with their life. Yeah. You're carrying on like I can't do nothing. But then I'm not the sort of person who holds stuff in there against people. I'm like, it's happened now. I've got I can build from it. Look, I'm here today. Yeah. We're talking. We're like, we're sound. I'm back to doing what I enjoy. Yeah, I'm not gonna be doing any madness just yet physically, but I can run on a treadmill a bit better now. Started exercising a bit more.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, now I'm focusing on just like improving my health. That's the big thing. But yeah, it's
has it changed your perception on what we do?
I don't really sit in passenger much with people who get a bit excited, because as you know, we're making videos on other people's cars. Yeah. They're showing off their car, aren't they?
That is one thing that does get me nervous sometimes. And again, it was highlighted even more when this happened to you. I mean, a lot of people think when I go out, we just do a madness. But you probably know, and it's probably the same with you, it's not staged, but we are taking a lot of risks we are. What's the word? We're assessing the risks, and in my case, it's not all rag. Yeah. It's very much stop, start. Roads clear. Do this, do that. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you know,
it's basically to show like get a few pulls or
that's right.
You know, get
it's not just completely. Let's just go crazy.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But anything can happen. Anything can happen. And I'd imagine now what is your perspective on this now?
So obviously you still gotta grow in life, so you can't stay on it forever. But you just take extra precautions. Like for example, if I'm hopping in like a madly tuned car that's about 25 years old, might have a bit of rust on the chassis.
You know them.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not gonna say to him go ragged on a country lane. He's never. But sometimes even if you say it, they'll still do it, bro.
Bro, they're trying to show their pride and joy off.
Yeah,
they need your they want to see that you accept that their car's sick, so they're gonna be pushing it.
Yeah, and me, like, I don't really care. Like, if I don't like the situation, I'll tell the person, I go, look, I don't like being passenger. Some people, they have a bit of like, oh, he's gonna think I'm just a wimp or something. Yeah. Bro, like after I've been through that situation, my perspective on life has changed. Yeah. I don't really care if anyone thinks that of me. Yeah.
Now, I mean, my parents and my mum, bless her, she used to love what I do, she used to love the idea of me making moves in something that I love to do, if that makes sense. Yeah. Like, you know, building what I've built.
Yeah.
But she was always so scared, and I know that if something like that had happened to me, it would have rattled her. How do your parents?
So the way that I see it is that obviously they want me to do what I've got to do. So when I had the accident, you always got, you get like relatives, you're like, oh yeah, like you got to stop doing what you're doing. But like when my parents know how I am, so like they're very supportive. My family's very supportive. Like a small family, like the extended family, whatever. But like small family, we just all do our thing. And like they were like, okay, look, you weren't driving, so the most of the videos you do are your own cars anyway. Yeah. And you know, fair play. They've never said to me, do you want to stop doing this? They've never said that. Yeah. And I'm glad in a way, like there hasn't been those vibes, because then you can easily be like, okay, look. But nah, they've been supportive. They're like, you know, get back on your feet. Yeah. And get cracking. As I said, each of us are just doing our own things. So, you know, get back to business, innit?
I guess you just got to approach a situation slightly different, work out, you know, how it can be less of a hazard of this or that, the other, and just...
Because, see, I didn't really do too many videos where the other person's driving anyway. So it was kind of an anomaly of a video. Interesting. So it wasn't like a constant thing anyway. So that's why it just happened, and it just showed me that, okay, look, it doesn't really matter because your content was different at that point anyway. I'd do my projects and whatever. When I do a review, it's mainly on a stock car with, you know, as like a ownership perspective. So there wasn't no real, you know, afterwards, oh, do you want to... It's just, you know, be careful, innit? But there's always so much you can do.
Yeah. No,
I've never had the crash like that when I'm driving. That's what I'm going to say.
Nah, cool. Listen, bro, thank you for speaking on that. I appreciate that and getting the full story.
Yeah, because I think that I've really discussed all of the... Like, in a situation like this, it's nice to have a chat about it. I did put up the videos when I was in the hospital eating cake and that.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, and I brought positive. I was watching the election and, you know... yeah, so it's... Yeah, it's nice to, like, of course, you know, guys watching probably want to know a bit more about that. Yeah, that's just how it happened. And yeah, just don't jump in passenger if some of your mates are on a mad one.
Yeah, that's it, man. Bro, listen, I think what we'll end this on is I'm always interested to see people's perception of like an ultimate car or a dream car. So I'm saying no budget, what you copping?
That's a tricky one, man. That is a tricky one.
No budget, bro.
Can I ask you what you're copying first, so I can get an idea?
All right, cool. Yeah. Be waiting for someone to ask me. Yeah, all right, cool. So I love Porsches. Okay. I absolutely love Porsches. I've loved them since young, like proper young, but obviously getting to be around them and experience them, they've just become like a dream car. Now, I absolutely love the GT3 RS, but my problem with it is straight line, it's not that car. It's a track car. It sounds beautiful. But straight line speed is not that quick and it's not tunable to an extent. So my dream car is the GT2 RS because it's got a big turbo on it. Yeah. And I can tune it. Or twin turbos, I don't know.
Would you want to tune a GT2 RS?
Bro, I tune anything.
It doesn't need it, bro.
I'm going to tune anything. and everything.
That car's perfect out of the factory.
Some cars, do you know what? It is probably. I've never been in one, right?
I do like, you know, that you got Manti Racing and all of that stuff, the Nürburgring. I do one of them setups. You know, obviously Apex and all of them guys, they've got a properly set up one. I just feel like some cars is tuned to a specific way. So, yeah, for me, I'd say I haven't got one ultimate car, but I'd say in the I'm not really interested in too many supercars. I've always got respect for the 911 Turbo. You know, and Porsches just generally. That's the only kind of supercar that I'm not into all the flashy stuff. Yeah. But there's one car that's special, and that's the Lexus LFA.
The LFA. All right. Is that you, yeah?
Yeah, because
bro, have you ever seen one in real life?
Maybe I'm more show probably.
Bro, I've seen one in real life, bro.
But the sound is what does it for me.
The sound.
Yeah, because it's like an F1 car.
It's an F1 car.
Yeah.
Was that the first one on Top Gear that they said it has to have a digital dash because it revs too quick?
Yes.
Or like a computerized.
Yeah. Bang on, bro.
Bro, the way they drop that kind of stuff, that's like mind blowing.
I know.
Is that how that car? And you know what? You believe it because even if that wasn't the case, the sound of the car sounds like it's revving to 20,000 RPM.
And just the whole design process behind that car, bro. Like they took so long to release it that when it came out, it wasn't really competitive. As far as I'm aware, some of you guys might be able to correct me. They designed the whole car with an aluminium chassis, like, you know, the bodywork is an aluminium. They got to a point and they were like, let's start from scratch again and making carbon fiber.
That's right.
They were already like 4 or 5 years or something into production. And they just thought, now let's change it. That's how the sort of level they were into. Yeah. But mainly it's the whole V10 and naturally aspirated thing. Obviously, I love 5 cylinders.
Are you a naturally aspirated man then? Over turbo?
It depends on the car. So, I mean, I love the E60 M5. Rubbish gearbox. It's a lovely car.
Lovely car.
And I feel like certain cars suit an NA power delivery. I think that, say you take the E92 M3, I believe you've had one of it.
Yeah, I have, yeah.
I haven't had one. So, like, I feel like I'd love to tick that off before they start getting to a point where they're going silly prices, because I'm sure at some point they will.
Amazing cars. Just not very quick in a straight line.
Yeah, but you know, you can have a car.
But it's all perspective. If you're not used to fast cars and you hop in that, it's a fast car.
I'll give you the perfect perspective, bro. I've got an R32. It don't go nowhere.
Yeah, all right.
But the RS3 moves, but I'd still want to drive the R32 in some days.
It's I tell you what, the BMW M3, it's got a lot of character. The engine, the last and naturally aspirated M cars.
Yeah.
And it's a V8 that revs to over 8,000 RPM. It's a very special car. It feels like a race car. It just in a straight line, perhaps compared to some of your modern 4-bangers with a turbo, isn't the quickest car.
See, the thing is now, if you want a quick car, just buy a Golf R and put a map on it. So there's going to be at a point where all the Teslas are going to be quicker than us anyway. So if you want to have a car for a nice experience, buy an M3 and just rev it out. Obviously get everything sorted on maintenance wise first.
That's it. Yeah, was it bottom end bearings or something? But okay, so LFA, man.
Yeah, I'd say LFA. It's not the be all and end all, but at this moment in time, that's what I'm thinking.
That's how it's feeling.
Yeah, because I'm 5-cylinder, that's 10-cylinder. You know, like a bit of that. Lambos are too common, so
yeah, spot on. Well, Hamza, listen, it has been a pleasure, bro.
Likewise, man.
Getting to know you and you know, just kicking it, man. That's what it's about, bro. Definitely. And you know what, 100%. I'm saying it on camera, so we've got to stick to it. We're doing some collabs in some way, shape, or form after this too, man.
Definitely, I'm looking forward to that, man.
Yeah, man.
It's been a good one.
Do you want to tell people at home where they can find you?
Yeah, so obviously my channel name's TR Hamza. You can literally type in Hamza and most hot hatches after that, and you'll find a video of my face in it, pretty much, because there's not many people with Hamza doing.
the hot hatch thing.
So TR Hamza on YouTube, Instagram TR Hamza with the underscore at the end. But yeah, just Hamza with a car at the end, and you'll find me pretty much.
Sick.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Peace out.
That's it. Yeah.
Nice one.
Yep.
That's it, bro.
Yeah.
Jeez.